All right, let's talk about what could be one of the single biggest opportunities for African investors over the next couple of years. The Dangote ecosystem has some massive moves planned for 2026, and if you're a smart investor, you'll want to be paying very close attention.
So let's just start with a huge question. What is the biggest market event you should be preparing for in 2026? Well, the answer might just be hiding in plain sight, right inside one of Africa's largest industrial giants.
So, what's all the buzz about? Well, it really boils down to three potential developments. And listen, these aren't just minor updates. We're talking about strategic, game-changing shifts that could seriously reshape the market. Okay, so here's the trifecta we're watching. First up, the public listing of Dangote fertilizer. Second, the possible listing of the absolutely colossal Dangote refinery. And third, a big strategic pivot for an old favorite, Dangote Cement's major push to become an export powerhouse. Each one of these is a huge deal in its own right. Let's break that first one down. The listing of Dangote fertilizer is shaping up to be a landmark event for the Nigerian stock exchange. I mean, just think about the sheer scale of this thing. Making its value accessible to public investors for the first time, that could inject a massive amount of new capital and focus, deepening the entire market. Now, for the second possibility, look, if the fertilizer listing is a landmark, then the refinery listing would be a seismic event. We're not just talking about another company going public here. The Dangote refinery is one of the largest projects of its kind in the world. A listing? Yeah, that could easily become the biggest market event we've seen in years. No exaggeration.
And this third move shows how even the established players are evolving. Dangote is making a big shift to an export-led strategy. Now, for you, the investor, this is crucial. It means the potential for more foreign exchange gains. We're talking earning in more stable currencies like the US dollar. That can protect against local currency swings and really boost its earning potential.
Okay, so we've laid out what could be happening, but now for the real question, the one you're probably asking, what do I do with this information? How do you play this? Let's get into the game plan.
It seems there are two main paths you could take here. On one side, you've got the long-term play, steady, patient, focused on value. On the other side, a much more nimble, tactical play designed to capitalize on all the excitement around the new listings. These require two totally different mindsets. All right, let's dig into that first strategy, accumulation. This play is all about patience. The target here is Dangem, which, despite its massive size, is still seen by some as undervalued. The thinking is that its solid fundamentals and that growing export potential aren't fully reflected in its current stock price. So the idea is to just gradually build your position over time instead of trying to time the market perfectly. Then you've got the tactical approach for those new listings. This is a much faster-paced game. It starts with saving up capital specifically for these big events. The plan is to buy shares right at the listing, ride that initial wave of excitement, and, this is the key part, have a clear exit plan to take your profits and then reposition. And that exit plan has a key number. The suggestion is to target a profit right around 20%. See, this isn't a long-term hold. It's about capturing value from that initial market hype. It's a disciplined approach that means you have to stick to the plan.
So, with these strategies laid out, it all comes down to a choice. Are you going to play the long game with an established giant, or are you preparing for the fast-paced action of the new listings? Your next move really depends on your own investment style and your appetite for risk.
Let's not understate the significance of what's on the horizon. As one source puts it, 2026 may be a defining year for the Dangote ecosystem. We're not just talking about a good year here, but a potentially transformative one. And this leaves us with one final thought. When you see the massive scale of these potential listings and these huge strategic shifts all lining up around the same time, you have to ask yourself, are we looking at a rare, once-in-a-decade opportunity here? That's something for every investor to really think about.